about our history, we were founded in 1973, so we are one of the oldest programs in the country. The first initiating idea for this came from James Mowdy, who was Chancellor of TCU. And he gave a speech talking about the need for leadership development and how important it was for a community to make a commitment to that. Not long after that, Tony Batts, who was very involved with the Junior League, went to a national conference of junior leagues in Atlanta. And at that conference, there was a workshop by a brand new organization called Leadership Atlanta. And so she heard about that idea of developing leaders intentionally through a program like this. And you know, sometimes something connects and you have passion for it, and she passionately made that happen in Fort Worth, and she was executive director for 23 years. So she came back, and the truth of the matter is, in 1973, or actually probably 72, when all this preliminary stuff was going on, she knew that if a group of women tried to do this, that it would be categorized as less than significant. In fact, she said that for years, the hardest thing she had to do was not getting ethnic diversity or industry diversity, it was getting people to accept having women involved. So she went to Tom Law, who was president of the Chamber of Commerce, and she pitched this idea to him, and he also signed on with passion, and in fact was chair of the steering committee for something like 15 years. So together, they worked to make this organization happen, and we are grateful to them. So as you can see, let's see, do the math, how old are we? Yeah, 43 years. You're the class of 2016, so you're our 43rd class. We have wonderful founding sponsors. We've already mentioned some, the Junior League and the Chamber, and then TCU and Texas Wesleyan and UTA all signed on right away. And we have representatives from each of those. Who's our Junior League person is Tiffany. Where is Tiffany? The Chamber is Jennifer. Jennifer, where are you? Good. TCU is Jason, and Robin is also from TCU. And Texas Wesleyan, Ann. Good. And UTA, and another Ann that was already introduced to you. And there's actually going to be another person from a different part of UTA who is on the trade tonight. We are, we are members of a national association, the Association of Leadership Programs. There are about 800 members of this, and it's growing. Really, from the time that Leadership Atlanta started, the idea has really spread because it just makes sense. And so this national association gives us a lot of opportunity to learn from each other. I had the wonderful opportunity to serve as president of that national group a few years ago, and still find it an extremely rich source of information, and we love our relationship there, and they love us. We hosted the 2010 National Conference, and they still all say it was the best. And it works. It just works. We are one of the oldest at 43 years. I will say this is an international idea. I actually got to go to Bangkok when I was president of the association, and so there are programs in other countries that join with us. And then I mentioned Atlanta, which is the oldest continuously running program. And the story behind that is interesting. They sent a group of leaders that were largely leaders in the arts and social services, I think, in the community. On one of these, I don't know whether it was a chamber trip, but it was like one of the trips that you go to another city and you learn all you can from that city that you can bring back to yours. And on their trip back, that plane crashed and they were killed. And so you can imagine the impact on our community with a large number of people in very significant leadership roles suddenly being gone. And so that's why they began to say there had to be a pipeline. There needed to be a way that people were prepared and ready, that they knew the larger community, they knew the issues within it, they knew each other, they had networks in order to do what was good for the community. And so they actually, Leadership Philadelphia, there had been a program in Philadelphia that didn't continue, but they got the idea from there, started Leadership Atlanta, which, as I said, spread all over the world. And Leadership Philadelphia is back in operation. Atlanta's kind of the mother of all of this. But we're not far behind. So I think they're about 45%. So our mission is to empower and connect diverse leaders. And I think even as you all have just met with each other, you can see there's a great deal of diversity in this room. And we work very hard to make that happen. We're always working on it, and we need your input as we go along, because segments of the community that we may not have represented as well as we want. Because those diverse leaders serve as catalysts for a vibrant community. What a great mission. I love my job. And I hope all of you will be. I told that mission to somebody recently who said, that gives me cold chills. So I don't know if it gives you cold chills, but I hope you like it and you'll sign on to it and work with us for that. We are a fabulous staff. I'm executive director, and our two program directors are Paulette and Lawrence. Over here, they're going to be talking to you in just a minute. Now they're wonderful. Cindy Boyd and Tracy Dobbins are the people who are going to be working with you on the issues. And Cindy's going to come in a minute to talk about that as well. But we have kind of an interesting situation with Tracy. Have you met Tracy tonight? Here she is. She actually is going to be in the class as well as working with Cindy on helping with the issues. So she's going to get to see it from the inside, and we thought that would be extremely helpful to us. And then Anne is our manager of Leader Kids and administration. We'll talk about Leader Kids in a minute. She's the one who deals with all things financial, so you've been sending your money to her. Thank you very much. And we hope you'll continue doing that through the years with dues and so forth. And then Pam is our manager of communication and membership, and she's the one that will be related to you now for the rest of your life as you become members of Leadership Fort Worth. And then Miriam Harris is, I always call her the godmother of Leader Kids. She's also our volunteer executive director. She does a fabulous job. All of us are actually independent contractors. Leadership Fort Worth does not have an office, and we don't have employees. It's a weird animal. But everything that we do is out in the community someplace, so we haven't seen any value in having a location per se. So we all work from our homes, and we're in your directory. You can see how to get hold of us, and we try to be extremely responsive. And we think it's a nimble and flexible and operation. So we're working always. Part of our strategic plan right now is organizational structure and how we fine-tune some of those things. But we want to be available to you all the time. We are run by an amazingly wonderful board of directors. Mark already told you it's the best board in town. That's only appropriate, I think. We spend all of our time training people to be good leaders and to be good board members, and so they are great. So Mark is our president, and then we have three, actually these are three new board members. who are here tonight, and Paula Prince, who's the Catholic Foundation, is that right? The Nancy Foundation. And okay. And Martha Ernchey, who is with Texas Wesleyan. Back there. And Jared Cobb, who's with TCC. Jared went through Leading Edge and came on the board as a board shadow. And officially on the board. So there are various paths to this, and we're delighted that they are part of this. And we'll be other board members as we go along. We are an umbrella organization. A lot of times people talk about, they call this class Leadership Fort Worth, because used to that's all Leadership Fort Worth was. But that's not the case anymore. We have this class, which you're going to learn a lot more about in just a minute. But we also have Leading Edge, which is for young emerging leaders from 25 to 35. The biggest difference between the two, age is one, but it's not necessarily criteria. What is significant is this class is made up of people who are already in decision-making roles in the community, civic engagement at a governance level. And the Leading Edge is people who want to be there, but they are not currently serving in governance roles or decision-making roles. And so that program actually ends with an optional second year of being placed on a nonprofit board of directors or a city commission, and having a year as a board shadow with on-the-job training. And I would say all of them are now serving. They're just all over the place. It's a great group. Leader Kids, that we'll tell you a little bit more, 8th graders, great kids. And then Leadership Fort Worth is the hope of that. So when we refer to Leadership Fort Worth, we're really mostly talking about our membership. That's the more than 2,000 people. That's where the impact of Leadership Fort Worth is. The class and Edge are the training grounds to become members. So you're actually technically candidates now. But when you graduate in May, you will become members, and that will be great. Actually, I was talking about how great Leading Edge is. We have 2 people in your class who went through Leading Edge, Candace and Sasha. Candace and her Sasha. Back there. Yeah. So they can testify and say, you know, what we require is they start without that kind of civic level of engagement. When they get there, they go, why this person? Here they are. So we're delighted that that's the case. Group of public servants that you recognize each of them from county, city, education, whatever. And these are all members of Leadership Fort Worth. So I just want to say that people are doing wonderful things, and we are grateful for them. Pam is over our membership events, and okay. You will be getting information about that. You are all invited to all of the membership events. You are welcome to bring a spouse or a friend. It's one of the ways that we tell the story of Leadership Fort Worth. We get other people interested in being in one of the classes. So always feel welcome to bring other people to those events.